The disabled alien girl abandoned by her family for being a burden. Only a human gave her a second life. The storm rolled across the barren cliffs of Sector 9 Beta, lightning cracking like the sky itself was screaming. Among the rust-colored rocks, a small form huddled beneath a broken piece of transport hull. She was thin, frail, her limbs uneven and one side of her face marred with a jagged scar. Her name was Sela, disabled, unwanted, and now abandoned. Her family had left the day before, boarding the last refugee transport from the dying planet of Krelios IV. Sela had been born with twisted legs and a neurological condition that slowed her speech and motor skills. Her clan had once whispered of hope, but years of care became years of frustration. In their eyes, she was a burden. And burdens had no place in a galaxy at war. She hadn't even cried when they left. Just sat, blinking up at the storm, her long silver fingers clutching the necklace her mother had once tied around her wrist, a simple glass bead. Miles above the planet, in orbit aboard the cargo ship Brontide, a human named Marcus Delaney leaned over the controls of his shuttle. He was a scavenger, ex-military, now contracted to salvage what he could from collapsing colonies. Krelios IV had already been stripped of most technology, but a deep scanner sweep had caught a single heat signature. One too small to be a generator. Likely a life form. Likely someone left behind. Could be a malfunction, Marcus muttered, but even as he said it, he was already entering descent vectors. He told himself it was habit, a soldier's instinct to never leave a soul behind. But truthfully, there was something in that flickering signal that nagged at him. When he landed near the canyon, the wind nearly knocked him back. Dust blasted the air, and the sky spat fire. He powered up his suit's visor and moved through the wreckage, scanning for the signal. And then he saw her. She was curled up, trembling, her alien eyes, large, violet, and haunting, watching him with caution and something deeper. A resigned sadness, like she didn't expect help. Not anymore. Marcus knelt beside her. "Hey there," he said gently. "My name's Marcus. You're not alone anymore." She blinked once. Then again. Her body shifted, as if unsure whether to run or collapse. "Sela," she whispered. Her voice cracked like dry leaves. "They left." "I know," he said. "But I won't." Back aboard Brontide, Marcus wrapped her in a heat blanket and ran scans. Her condition was chronic, not contagious. He wasn't a doctor, but he'd seen enough in the wars to know suffering when it stared him in the face. She flinched at every sound, every hum of machinery. When he brought her food, a soft nutrient paste, she ate with shaking hands, spilling more than she consumed. He didn't rush her. Over the next days, Sela began to trust him. Bit by bit. She would watch him as he repaired circuit boards or cleaned old relics, her head tilted, curious. Sometimes she hummed, a lilting, otherworldly tune that echoed through the ship like wind through glass. He learned her people believed in spiritual reincarnation. Those with deformities were thought to be souls still paying off the debt of past lives. Perhaps that was why her family had felt justified in leaving her. Marcus didn't believe that crap. "You're not broken," he said one day as he fitted her with an exobrace for her legs. "You're just different. And different doesn't mean disposable." She stared at the brace, then at him, her eyes shining. "You made this." "Had to tweak it a bit. But yeah. Try standing." She struggled, but he didn't touch her. He waited. Sela wobbled, cursed in her own tongue, and nearly fell, but then she stood. Just for a second. Marcus grinned. "That's my girl." Weeks passed. Sela's strength improved. She could walk short distances now, and with Marcus's help, she learned human languages faster than expected. She painted, too, vivid strokes on the inner walls of the ship, abstract galaxies and faces she remembered from her dreams. But the scars were not only physical. One night, Marcus heard her crying softly. He entered the medbay to find her curled up in a corner. They said, "I was a curse," she sobbed. "My father called me a ghost. My mother couldn't look at me." Marcus sat beside her. "You're not a curse, Sela. And you're definitely not a ghost. You're here. You survived. That makes you stronger than any of them." She wiped her eyes. "Why do you care?" He thought for a moment. "Because I've been left behind too. Not by family, but by the world. I know what it's like to be forgotten." She looked at him then, not with fear or sadness, but with the beginnings of belief. 1 month later, they docked at Haven Station, a sprawling orbital hub for traders, refugees, and medics. Marcus had lined up a specialist, Dr. Lena Okoye, a xenoneurologist who had experience with hybrid braces and alien neurodiversity. It was the first time Sela had seen so many species in one place. She clung to Marcus's arm but held her head high. Dr. Okoye examined her with compassion. "The damage is permanent," she said, "but manageable. With training and care, she can live a full life. She's highly intelligent. Possibly genius-level pattern recognition." Marcus beamed like a proud dad. Sela just blushed. They spent 6 more weeks on the station. Sela began to work in an art studio for alien youth, her paintings drawing attention from several collectors. Her smile returned, tentative at first, then radiant. Her laugh echoed like chimes. One day, as Marcus packed crates of salvaged goods, she walked up to him on her own, no brace, just a cane. "I want to stay here," she said. "Help others. Like you helped me." He nodded. "You've got something powerful, Sela. Don't let anyone take it from you." She hesitated. "Will you come back? Visit?" Marcus placed a communicator in her hand. "Every week, without fail." She lunged forward, hugging him with thin arms that now held strength. "Thank you," she whispered, "for giving me a second life." Years later, a renowned artist from Krelios heritage would hold a galactic exhibition titled Burden Reborn. Her name was Sela Vayari, and the final piece in the gallery would be a portrait, simple, soft, of a weathered human in a dusty pilot's uniform, holding out his hand to a trembling girl beneath a storm. And the title beneath it, "The Man Who Stayed."